My name's Noah, they call me No, and I'm basically here to tell you how online business or reselling specifically changed my life. Not just my bank account, but my network. So for anyone who's new here, 2 years ago I started reselling. I ended up making my first 500, and that brought me into thinking that I could be a day trader. I was practicing day trading for about a whole year. I was doing demo accounts, I was trying with fake money, I was watching tons of videos. And the 500 that I made off reselling, I made that 500 within a week, and I was 14. So I just decided to throw that money into a trading account. I ended up blowing that whole 500, and I still had so much motivation thinking that I could do it. So I ended up asking my whole family for $500, and I ended up with 4K. And over the span of, I would say, under a month and a half, I blew all the money. So at that point, I was literally 4K in debt, and I was a 14-year-old kid that had no idea what I was gonna do. But in the back of my head, after I made that little money reselling, it was like it was still in the back of my head. I knew I could go right back and get way more money. So after coming back off my 6-month break, it was starting to go really slow. I was stuck in the 100 view jail. I wasn't getting no sales on my products. I was really just trying to make videos to show people like what I knew about reselling, see if anybody would pay me for what I knew. And it wasn't working, so that's when I started reselling worldwide on places like eBay, Vinted, Grailed, places like that. And once I did that, that's when I made my first amount of money. I ended up paying that whole debt off, and I only had $1,000 left. I literally had a tiny little nub of money, and then that's when I took my trip to Miami last summer. I spent all that money just to go there because I really just wanted to go there. I was seeing people with high rises, nice cars, like just dressed down in designer, and I really wanted to go see it for myself. So I ended up going to Miami. I ended up going to Florida Keys. As soon as I stepped foot in Miami and I was looking out the windows, I was seeing Rolls Royces. I was seeing Lambos. Like, that was my first time in my whole life even seeing a supercar. I just knew there was no way in hell that I just landed somewhere and it felt like I was in a whole different world. Like, everybody was different. I was looking around and I almost forgot that I was even there. I was looking and I just felt like I was in like a GTA server. So after blowing all my money on that, I ended up coming home. And after I had made that much reselling, it was like almost impossible to stop. And after I got home, I was literally dead broke. I was dead broke. I had literally no money to my name. I actually ended up going -70 in my bank account, and then they ended up shutting my bank account down, which was just crazy to even see, especially after I had just got back from seeing all these rich people. As soon as I get home, my bank account shut down because some Apple thing came out, and then it ended up going negative. I did not have the money to pay it. My mom had to end up paying it. That's when I ended up getting my very first summer job. And then literally a week after that summer job, I ended up getting fired because I dropped my phone off a roller coaster. As soon as that happened, the bars went up, and then I just jumped straight off, went to go get it. Like, I just had so much adrenaline, and I guess I ran in a danger area. They ended up firing me, but I think I had like maybe $200-300, and that's when I ended up getting my first pair of AirPod Max. And as soon as that happened, I started to make good money, and then I started to think about making content with it. So now it was my second time around trying to do content with reselling. But this time I actually knew a lot about reselling because I was actually doing reselling. The first time I did not even really know too much about it. I had sold a couple things and I was trying to give game, but the second time I came around is when it really started to hit. I made my first video about a Hellstar ski mask that I had never even seen before, and I figured it'd be a good video idea. That video turned into 1.2 million views, strictly just because I was like, wow, this is a rare Hellstar. I've never seen a Hellstar ski mask. Maybe I should make a video on it. I made a video on it, and it totally changed my page forever. And then that's when I started to realize like a lot of this reselling content is super repetitive. So then I did one video standing in front of an ATM with a stack of AirPods. That video went crazy. And fast forward, once the China tariffs came around, once I made a video on that explaining why reselling would be better once the China tariffs came, that's when everything started to really take off. I started gaining around 1,000 followers a day. I started to really skyrocket. I started to hit crazy prices on my online store, and this was all within 6 months. And within that 6 months, I ended up getting 70K followers and 6 figures in cash. And I'm not talking about this in no type of bragging matter. I hope everybody knows if you do the things that are necessary every single day, it's possible for anybody. I was always terrible in school. I got fired from my very first job after a week. It was literally just the consistency, showing up every day, doing things better than I did the day before. So we all know online business, or in my case, reselling, is a great hustle. You can make a lot of money fast, you can grow a lot of followers, but it does come with risks. Social media apps might ban you, your sales could decrease through the floor, you could lose big amounts of money, big amounts of followers. There's a lot of different things that can go wrong. But here's the secret that most people do not talk about when it comes to online business, or in my case, reselling. It's literally a networking cheat code. I've met older business owners, from running agencies to running e-com businesses to drop shipping. I've met crypto investors. I've met pro athletes. That's actually how I ended up meeting 2 rappers that I've known since I was like 12. And the reason they respect you is because they see the hustle and the business model makes sense. Most people who have money, whether it's a rapper, a creator, an NBA player, whoever it is, they wouldn't really care to wear fake stuff because most people are going to think it's real anyways because the amount of money they have.
People gonna think it real anyway because it's me. So you be wearing fake shit?
Hell yeah.
I'll just buy fake clothes and y'all would never know. Fuck paying $500 for a t-shirt. Fake. Stop buying the real Gucci, buy the fake Gucci.
Yeah, that's fake. Yeah, that's fake.
Versus your average person at school or working a job, they feel like they have to go in the store and buy the designer because everyone's going to think it's fake. So it takes somebody who goes through business, or it takes somebody who knows the reselling industry, knows that everything in this world, even the phone I'm doing this video on, was made for cheap and sold for high. And that's exactly why older business owners lock in with me versus people my age will clown me for wearing fake stuff. And what makes them trust you is when they wake up every day seeing you're being consistent, seeing your videos. Every day they wake up and your video is right there. A couple creators that I had known, I had hit them up for promo and they told me, keep going, bro. I've been seeing your videos for a long time. So without even liking, without even following, without even texting, anything, they see the videos. They see you're being consistent. They see you showing up every day. They see you getting better every day. And when I hit those people up for promo, they didn't even make me pay. All they said was, I'd rather get some game from you or learn what you know than charge you for it. So what does that tell you? Online business, staying consistent, all that adds up. It builds trust for these big people. And that trust turns into opportunities. Now, once these opportunities come, they come quick. So let's talk about how you can take advantage of it. Don't just sell to these people or barely talk to these people. You got to understand you relate to every single person in the world in some type of way. And once you find that way, that's how you build a connection. So you got to ask questions and you got to be following up with these people. And you got to understand that these people built their career from the ground up, so you can't just come talking to them as if you're their friend or their cousin. And you guys would be surprised. A lot of these creators or rappers or top people that you see actually want to resell. They just already have clout, so they don't want to put their face on it, but they always want to use their connections to make it happen. So if they want to get into it and they see you already doing it for months, that means you have leverage. So with that leverage, you do a little for them, they do a little for you, you do a little for them, they do a little for you, and it turns into a business relationship. Later on down the line, they're doing anything for you. You're doing anything for them. Because you guys have bounced the ball back and forth so many times that you guys have built that trust. So like I said, your accounts can shut down. You can lose tons of money. You can lose tons of followers. You can lose everything. But in online business, if you build those connections, you can get it all right back. Because I think we all know nobody wants to be a reseller for their whole life, but it is a good stepping stool. And you can meet a bunch of different people who do different incomes. So that way, whenever you want to get out of it, you have tons of leverage to be able to get into any business model. So start doing online business smarter, not just for the money, but for the connections. So comment down below what online business you're in and how it's treated you so far. And anyone trying to get into online business or reselling specifically, or if you're already a reseller and you're having trouble selling or growing your following, I'll leave all my guides, vendor links, and a link to my community in the description. And like always, I'll see you guys in the next video.